All right, so good evening, everyone. This is Abhishek here, and I am going live right now. So before we get started, let me do a quick introduction about myself. My name is Abhishek Siroya. I'm a leadership facilitator and a business coach. And in today's Facebook Live, we are going to discuss on why good strategies fail, why good business strategies fail. And based on my research and homework, I have identified or zeroed down 10 reasons why most business strategy fail. So let's get started. So the number one reason, what I think is why the strategy fail is lack of planning. So we have strategies in place. People do create strategies, but then where they fail is in terms of planning. Planning in terms of what? In terms of resources, like who are the people to be held responsible for? What are the functions or departments that have to be involved? Maybe a strategy requires multiple departments to be involved, and their coordination is required in order to smoothly functioning of or executing of that strategy. Or it is in terms of finances, like what is the money required to execute that strategy, or what is a specific tool or technology that is required. So when there is a lack of planning in those areas, then what happens when the strategy fails? Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to have 5 sales a week. So then the planning has to happen in terms of how many number of prospects do you need to have, how many number of phone calls have to happen, how many meetings have to happen, because those many meetings is what is going to translate or convert them into sales. And most of people actually, or most business owners fail in terms of doing this level of planning. And not only that, it's just not enough you plan, but you also need to prioritize those activities and schedule them into your calendar so that you start implementing it. So one of the first reason is lack of planning in terms of resource, people, function, finances, and tool. The second reason, which I feel, that no matter how great strategy you have, no matter how fantastic strategy you have, if there is no execution, the strategies, having a strategy or not having a strategy is actually one and the same. And most entrepreneurs, in fact, whenever I coach people, and I've come across where they say that let me be free, after that I will execute this, or there is this problem going on right now, so let this problem get over, after that I will execute the strategy. Or they say, now it's Diwali season, no, so many customers are there, now I don't have time, or now it's rainy season, or no, now it's tax filing, I'm completely busy in that. So lack of execution, they just don't execute at all. So not executing is another reason why strategies fail. Then the third reason, what I think is not doing enough research. Not doing enough research on various aspects. Whatever is your strategy, you need to do research based on what is your industry trend. Lack of research in terms of market, lack of resource in terms of what your customer needs are, and how those customer needs are changing based on the current times or changing times. And the next reason, lack of research is on the product that you are selling, and what the product the customer needs, and what is going to be the product of the future. Or it is a lack of research based on your competition. So not doing complete research is another reason why most strategy fail. Number 4, timing. What do I mean by timing? Either they are too early to execute their strategy, or they are way too late to execute a strategy. Let me give you an example. Let's say you run a showroom, let's say a clothing showroom, and if you have to plan a Diwali sale, it cannot happen just a day before, right? You cannot plan a Diwali sale just a day before. The entire timing of executing that has to happen a month before, a month or a month and a half before. That's where you start generating a lot of sales. So either most people execute the strategy way too early, or they execute it way too late. So that's the fourth reason, what I call it as timing. Number 5, the fifth reason why most strategies fail is having an incompetent team, not having the right person, not choosing the person with the right capability, knowledge, skill sets. And when you give the person the responsibility to execute the strategy, indefinitely the strategy will fail, no matter what. So, not having competent team or not having competent team members who can execute the strategy. Reason number 6 is lack of leadership. A leader is a person who shows the way, makes the way, and walks the way. And at a leadership level, most entrepreneurs, what happens is they are not sure. They are not sure as to why the strategy is being in place. Or even if they are sure, they are not able to communicate that. Or while in the process of executing a strategy, certain decisions have to be made. And these decisions have to be quick. And when there is very, very poor decision making or lack of decision making at the top, at the leadership level, strategies fail. And most importantly, when the leaders fail to walk the talk. So that's reason number 6 is lack of leadership. Reason number 7 is why most strategy fail is basically due to partial commitment or lack of follow through. So a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, they plan a great strategy. You know what? They make a great strategy, plan, start executing with full excitement, full, josh. That josh is there for 1 day, 2 days, and the third day, it's all gone. It's completely gone, right? So they do it as and when they feel like doing it. And the reason is because there's nobody to question them. There's lack of accountability. And there's lack of discipline in following it through every single day, no matter what, whether you get results or whether you don't get results. Doing it in a disciplined manner every single day. And that's what fails. And it is just not with the lack of follow through or partial commitment only from the owner's perspective, but it is also a lack of commitment from the team perspective also, where the team is also not showing that level of commitment. And the reason for not showing that much level of commitment from the team side is probably they've not been communicated as to what is the bigger picture of this strategy. What is it that the outcome that they might see when they execute the strategy? They are not clear about the objectives, or that the leaders have set an absolutely unrealistic goal, or it can be absolutely lack of alignment. So these are the reasons why there is partial commitment, why they follow it for a few days and then they fizzle out. So that's reason number 7. Reason number 8, why most strategy fail is lack of tracking. They don't have the right metrics, or they have not established or defined a system in which, or a system through which they are going to measure the progress and the performance of the strategy, measure the implementation and as to how the implementation is happening. There is a saying, what gets measured gets done, and what doesn't get measured never gets done, no matter what. So it's about measuring in various ways, doing your review meeting, making sure that you give feedbacks, you receive feedbacks. These are the way you start tracking. And when you don't have enough tracking mechanism, that's the reason most strategy fails. The 9th reason is one of what I would say the ripple effect if the strategy is executed every single day, no matter what. And one of the reasons why it fails is not building enough momentum. That's the 9th reason. So what do I mean by not building enough momentum? Let us say, have you ever seen that, let's say there is a rock and there's a water that is dripping on the rock constantly, every single second, non-stop, every single second, minutes, hours, days together, weeks together, months together, years together. What will happen over a period of time? Invariably, the water will create a dent on that stone, on that rock. That's the power of doing it consistently, and that's when the momentum is built. So that dent on that rock, was it made on day 1? No. Day 2? No. Day 10? Day 100? No. It was consistently, when the water was consistently dripping on that rock every single day, day in and day out, day in and day out, it made a dent. The same way, when the strategy is executed every single day, day in and day out, day in and day out, irrespective of whether you get results or not, you constantly implement it, you will get results. You will get results. Let me give you another example. Let's say, on an everyday basis, you meet 5 new prospective customers. You go meet them, talk about your business, talk about your product. In 1 month, you meet 150 people. 30 days, 5 customers or 5 prospective prospective clients, you get 150. Out of 150, let us say on an average, only 10% converts. That is 15 new customers. In 1 month, you get 15 new customers. In a year, how many customers? 180 new customers. Now, how did 180 customers happen? That's called momentum. You do it. You make every single day 5 meetings, no matter what. Not necessary that it may happen that on a particular day, all the 5 meetings, none of the people are interested by your product. Day 2, none of them are interested by your product. But we don't know when it will happen. Maybe day 3, 4 people go and buy your product. They're interested to buy your product. So we don't know when it will happen. But you do it consistently. It's a number game. And we do it consistently, momentum starts building it. When momentum starts building it, sales gets generated automatically. You don't have to wait. But then what happens? What happens? Most entrepreneurs, what they do is that they implement the strategy for 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, and then some problem happens, some firefighting issue at their workplace, then they take a break. And then they are completely caught up, and suddenly they get reminded after a week that, oh, you know what, I discussed about this strategy, I need to implement it. And then the next week they implement day 1, day 2, again some firefighting activity, again something happens in their life, again that strategy fizzles out. Then again they get reminded, and by doing that irregularly and inconsistently, you won't get the desired results. You won't get that momentum that you're expecting from that. In fact, there is a saying, when I was while I was doing this research, there's a quote by Lionel Messi, the famous football player. He said, "I start early and I stay late, day after day, year after year, and it took me 17 years and 114 days to become an overnight success." Imagine. So it is every single day. It's not about you execute it when you feel like. No, you execute it no matter how excited you are, how depressed you are, how sad you are, how happy you are. No matter what is happening in your life, you make it a priority of implementing that strategy every single day, day in and day out. And there's also a saying called long-term consistency is far better than short-term intensity. So that's the 9th reason, is lack of or not building enough momentum. And finally, the 10th reason why most strategies fail is that what happens when you implement a strategy and you hit a roadblock. You hit a roadblock, and then what they say, you know what, no, this has to be this way only. And they are not willing to take a detour. Okay, we've hit a roadblock. Okay, what else can we do? How can we do it a little differently? Or do we need to tweak the strategy? Do we need to make some course correction? So being absolutely rigid about the process and being absolutely inflexible makes the strategy fail. Like my mentor, Siddharth Rajshekar, says that be fixed on your goal, but flexible on how you go about achieving it. So being inflexible becomes yet another reason why most strategies fail. So these are the 10 reasons which I feel are the reason why most strategies fail. And if you feel that there is any other reason which you think are other than these 10 reasons why strategies fail, good strategies fail, please put it in the comments below. I would like to hear it from you and learn from you. And if you would want me to do any such Facebook Live on any of the topics in terms of in terms of business, do feel free to share your comment below, and I'll be more than happy to do a Facebook Live. Sorry, I have a not so great throat. I'm just overcoming that. So that's about it. So this is Abhishek Siroya signing off, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Good night.